Hello everyone, welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. It is the weekend. I have about 2.5, maybe 3 hours before the rain's coming, and I have a lot to do. So I am going to move as quickly as I can in the garden to try to get things done. I thought I had my last harvest before I start planting my fall crops, but y'all, there is so many peppers and beans and tomatoes that have ripened, right? They're ready to pick now. And I was only gone for about 4 days. And I guess with the heat that we had, it just helped everything to just ripen right on up. So we're going to do another harvest, but we're going to do it very quickly. Joe Parker, orange, yummy. Red, yummy. Yellow, yummy. This is Costa Rica, but it sure do look like a Joe Parker. More red yummies. Costa Rica. These are all sweet peppers. This is a red bell pepper, but it looks like it's dying, so we're going to go ahead and pick this one. A purple baby bell or mini bell. These are red shishitos. Pippin, golden honey, starts off purple, then it turns yellow, and then it turns orange. Pippin's golden honey. Giant Marconi. These are sweet banana peppers. Nata pinas. Jalapenos with no heat. They're turning red. And it's already thundering. I'm not going to make it. Habanadas. And this is our first rain in, I think it's been like over 2 weeks. So we really need this rain, but I really need to hurry. Yellow monster. Now these have been really, really good. Overwintered plants here. Yellow yummy. Another banana pepper. Nice little haul of sweet peppers. Now we're going to move over and pick tomatoes. All right, it's thundering, but I'm going to try to get these tomatoes as quickly as I can. Opaca. This says it's a pink oxheart, but that's not a pink oxheart. That's the one that's labeled wrong. These are Big Mama, and they're bad. If I can't use them inside, I will compost them in a super sauce. Again, the one that's mislabeled as pink oxheart. So all of those are for one plant right there. This is a Big Mama. Y'all, the sun's shining, but it's not very happy over there. Ooh, that's a bad storm coming. These are all delicious. It's a bad one, Charlie. Dr. Wyche's. I didn't even look. Dr. Wyche's. Cherokee Purple. Paul Robeson. These are my white cucumbers. And these are hot peppers. These are chili peppers right here. These are serrano peppers. Pineapple right there. That's a pineapple. And then all of these are orange jazz. Drusba. Steak sandwich. Ooh, y'all, that sky is so dark. Hillbilly. And something ate the side of it, so we will either cut it off and use the rest, or I will compost the whole thing. And then I got all of these Costa Ricas out the garden. Now, I may have 5 minutes, and we're going to have to call it. Ooh, ooh. Y'all, that sky is angry. The sky is very angry. If I don't do anything else, I have to get the tomatoes because they're going to split wide open if I don't. All right, I'm coming with mixed fruit this time. All right, so I have okra. Disgusting. And a few cherry tomatoes and a cucumber beetle. A rotten tomato, it's too ripe and it's got a little end rot, a little compost. A yellow, more black cherries, black cherry, black cherry, more black cherry. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, okay, I hear you, Thunder. I hear you. I hear you. And more black cherry. All right, so unfortunately, we're going to have to stop. That's a pretty nasty storm headed this way. But at least we got the peppers, the tomatoes, and the okra done. And we'll see how the weather does. Either I'll bring you back today or I'll bring you back tomorrow. Whew. Was that a quick rain or what? It was so hot and so humid that when that rain came through, it came through fast, it came through hard, and now guess what, y'all? It's done. But I wasn't even expecting that rain. The rain I'm expecting is still about an hour and a half out. So we are going to try to get the rest of these vegetables picked quickly, and we're going to do collards next. And again, we're going to have to move pretty quickly. I usually break or cut my collards as I'm picking them, but I'm not doing that today. I am actually giving these collards away. And so I am just going to pick them, leave them whole, and it is what it is. And I'm going to mix in just a few kale with the collard greens because she likes to mix all of her greens together. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to start with this kale right behind me. And these are some huge kale leaves. Huge, huge, huge. Y'all look at that. That's a whole basket of kale off of, what is this, 3 plants, 4 plants? Now I gotta go get another basket just to get the collard greens. I didn't know it was that many kale over here. All right, that's gonna be it for the kale, I think. I really think. So let me find something else to put the collard greens in. This is a little big, but I'm running out of containers. So let's head over to the neighbors. We'll pick them over there first, and we'll come back over here and see how many we need to add to it. All right, this is the first time I've been over here since I got back from my trip, and I hadn't been over here. Oh, there's squash over there. Ooh, the bugs just really done ate this up. It's pretty much done. Got some lettuce growing. Try to give the plants a little more support over here. Feel bad I hadn't been over here to even check on them. Just trying to support them, and I done knocked them off. Oh well. Huh. I had planted some cucumbers. I got a cucumber coming up. It might make it, and it might not. I got cucumbers coming up way over there as well. Just a few tomatoes there, a pepper plant. Actually, those tomato plants are volunteers. Interesting. Okay, all right. I was just trying to check everything out, see what's going on over here. Now, let me get back to it. I see some peppers over there too. Okay. I hope they're enjoying these peppers, the few that are over here. Oh. Okay, all right. Let's see. How are we doing over here? Doesn't look like there's too much going on. There's a few collared leaves over here, not many. The bigger ones are over in my garden. For those who are new to my channel, I take care of my garden as well as my neighbor's garden. In my neighbor's garden, I try to grow the vegetables that they like. And then any extra space, I grow what I like. Any extra vegetables and produce and everything, then I get to take back to my house. So I am taking care of 2 gardens instead of just the one. We got bug damage on these over here. It's not too bad though, but a little bug damage. Between the kale and the collard greens I'm going to pick over at my side, this is going to be a nice meal for Grandpa and my friends. Yes, we call him Grandpa. This is more of that kale. Same kind of kale that I have in my garden. I'm just going to get the really, really long leaves. I know they like the curly kale, so I'm going to leave the curly kale there. And I'm going to just focus on these really big leaves. Ooh, mosquito. Everything's nice and wet now that that rain done come through. All right. And I left the curly kale. All right, let's head on over to my garden and get the rest of those collard greens. In this GreenStalk here, I also have collard greens, and they're actually kind of small. These have been growing since April. I'll pick just a few of those. Yeah, I'm gonna give these another week, but I have a ton of them in another GreenStalk over there. Let's go pick those instead and give these another week. They're starting to get really tough, so we might be beyond our life on these, but we'll give them another week. We'll see what's going on with them later. But let's go get the bigger supply. All right, look at these collard greens, y'all. Now these look good. Honestly, I think that's a little too big, but some people like really big collard greens like that. So I'm sure my friend will love them. And as she's making collard greens or mixed greens for her father, Grandpa, I'm sure that they will enjoy these. I try to give them vegetables every couple of weeks or so because they're part of that number of 11. When I said I'm growing for 11 people, they're a part of that 11. We're also going to give them some beans and some cherry tomatoes. So they should have enough vegetables for the week. And these don't look too bad. They had a little bug damage on them a few weeks ago. My daughter picked them all off, and they've been looking pretty good since. And I still have collard greens coming in. Oops. I broke off one of my flowers. I did that the other day too. This was not a great idea, putting my petunias in here with my collard greens, but this is where we are. Wasn't the best idea, but we did it. I should have found somewhere else to put them, but that's okay. So there they are. Plus the other container, right? This is just one, and then I got that whole other container of collard greens. So that's looking good. Now let's go get all of those beans, and I do mean a lot of beans. Alrighty. So while I was gone, my mom harvested beans off of this GreenStalk for the first time. So they are doing well. This will be the second harvest off of them. So yeah, I was gone for a few days. I was worried that my mom wasn't going to harvest, and I was wrong. She did harvest. She did. She didn't harvest much, but she did harvest something. All right, and then I have some wax beans over here. I don't know if she harvested the wax beans or not. I didn't ask, but these wax beans are ready as well. And these wax beans were planted in July. And we are in August. Actually, it's the very last day of August, but we are in August. And we got beans already. I am in Southwest Ohio. I'm in zone 6B now. It used to be 6A, but we are now in zone 6B, which makes sense because summer got here faster and it's hotter, right? So it makes sense. You know, I never ate wax beans growing up. Didn't know anything about them. I thought the only color beans came in was green. I didn't know any better. But I really like wax beans. They are delicious. I like them because, one, they're a very skinny bean, and they keep their texture when you cook them. They don't get all soggy and smushy. Y'all got bugs crawling on me. And it's wet. The humidity's coming back. It don't feel quite that nice out here at the moment. Hey, Mr. B, go ahead now. You pollinate them cucumbers. I need them. You pollinate them right on up. But it's hot, it's humid, and very uncomfortable out here right now. It's supposed to cool off after this weather comes in around noon, but it's not noon yet. Every now and then I get a nice breeze, but for the most part, y'all, it does not feel very nice out here. All right, not many. But this is off of what, 2 plants? It's either 1 or 2 plants, but not many. But I got a few growing in the next GreenStalk, so let's go over there. So these are very skinny green beans. They're not the wide, flat green beans. So these are the type beans I prefer. So we will be taking these beans in the house. But I do have the wide, flat beans that I will be giving to Grandpa. Tell you what, these plants look so good right here. I mean, they look so good. They got a good fertilizing. There are tomatoes in here, green beans, cucumbers. That's looking pretty good. Ooh, here's a heavy flushing. Oh, yeah. Has anybody else realized or are having the same thing that I'm having here where I don't have as much pest pressure in my GreenStalks, with the exception of those cabbage moths and the worms. Outside of worms and the cabbage moths, I don't get, you know, the rodents, right? The rabbits and the squirrels and all that kind of stuff. They don't mess with my GreenStalks. But the vegetables are so much cleaner out the GreenStalk. They don't have dirt all over them. And I like harvesting standing up versus having to scoot down on the ground to try to get my vegetables. But I was just wondering if anyone else finds that their beans in their GreenStalk does better than beans in the ground or raised beds or whatever. And I always do at least 1 GreenStalk, all of beans early in the season, and that GreenStalk did very well. And the rabbit would hang out right next to the GreenStalk but didn't touch any of the beans in that GreenStalk. But then got in my garden and wreaked havoc in my raised beds. That's it. There was just a couple of them in there. All right. But I got a lot more beans to pick, so let me keep moving you over. So now I want to just get wet. Ugh! It's raining on me. Woo. Yuck. Okay. So, what is that? Oh, get out of here. Okay, I have 2 containers of green beans back here, 2. And I don't think they've been harvested. Oh, Mom did say she harvested back here. So this is the second harvest off of them as well. And these are bush green beans. I don't know what this is though. Landreth, contender, Landreth, one of them. I don't know. When it gets late in the season, y'all, I stop paying attention to those things. I just be trying to get it in the ground. But the interesting thing, what I was just looking at over here, so second harvest on the beans. When I started putting beans anywhere and everywhere because the rabbit had taken my green beans, I put them in these pots after I finished with my first round of potatoes. But in this pot right here, y'all, I have a ground cherry growing in this pot. So I did have the squirrels enjoying my ground cherries, and I believe they sit over here and had their lunch with the ground cherries. And they left something behind because now I got ground cherries growing over here. And I did have someone tell me to always put your ground cherries in some kind of container because they will grow everywhere. Well, it doesn't matter what I put them in because the squirrel's going to pick them up and take them where they want to have lunch. And it sounds like, or I should say looks like, lunch was always over here. I think I got that one. Let's get this one over here. Ooh. Ooh, y'all, I hate picking right after rain. Ooh. Just hate being wet with this water dripping all over me. But when you're growing your vegetables in a jungle like me, you got to be willing to go wherever the vegetables are. If I'm going to put them back here, I got to be willing to go get them. All right. I'm just going to keep showing you how the basket's filling up. You don't need to see me picking all of them, but it's starting to fill up. And I still have 3 more areas to pick, but these are looking good. Now you've seen me harvest beans before from this bed. I'm going to just keep harvesting, and it's trying to rain on me again, so I need to harvest quickly. So I'm going to harvest as quickly as I can, and I'll just let you see the harvest. So I'm starting to get some wide flat beans as well. Let's try to find a little place in the back for them. Another area done. 2 areas to go. I'm gonna need like 3 showers today by the time I finish. All right, y'all. I'm just gonna pick as quickly as I can. These are dragon tongue. I'll show them to you when I get them picked. It's another wide flat bean. All right. Whew. One more area, y'all. And then we can take a break. Just one more area. Okay. We are over to the pole beans. Whew. I'm soaking wet between the rain and the sweat. I don't know which is which anymore. But I need to get these because I can't come back out here today. Taking a bath and picking pole beans at the same time. My gloves are soaked. Let's just take our bath. Let's not worry about the gloves. It's the most beans I've ever picked at one time. If you follow me, I told you once these pole beans started coming, they don't stop. And just wait till you see this basket of beans. And Mom did pick these while I was gone. So that was just a couple of days ago. Yeah, she was fussing at me. She said, a little bit more, I needed a ladder. I'm like, yep, just a little bit more. Blue Lake pole beans. Nice, rich bean, green bean flavor. Whew, y'all. Look at all these beans. You see all these beans? All right, let's take our harvest around to the other side. Let's get it pulled together and weighed up. All right, y'all, we're gonna have to wrap this up because I'm soaking wet, I'm sweaty, I'm hot from all of the humidity, which I thought was gonna cool off after that little bit of rain, but it didn't. And I need to go in the house, y'all. Wow, so um, this is what I've picked after the rain. Y'all, look at all these beans. Look at all those beans. Now that's a lot of beans. And Mom picked beans, like I said, while I was away. So to put the total harvest, I'm going to add my harvest plus what Mom harvested, at least what's still in the kitchen that I can weigh, and we will put it all together. So here's all of this plus the picture of what I've harvested before the storm. And so the peppers and the tomatoes and the okra and the beans and the collards and the kale, everything. Here are the total weights for everything that I've harvested today, plus a few things that Mom harvested while I was away on my business trip. And y'all, this is a lot of stuff. This is a lot of stuff. So we'll be canning more beans, obviously, and we will be gifting my friend all of these greens. So that's it for now. Eventually, I'm going to get that fall garden in. But if this stuff keeps coming in like this, when am I going to find the time to do it? So that's it. So until next time, and I hope there will be a next time that you hang out with me, Kim, at Kim's Kozy Corner. Bye.